Welcome to the deep dive. It's definitely been a bit of a wild ride this past year for a lot of companies.
For sure.
But maybe none more so than Tesla, right? When you scroll through the news, it feels like the narrative often zeroes in on, the headwinds.
Like the challenges.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We hear about falling sales in key markets, that relentless price war going on in China,
Brutal.
and even some, public pushback against CEO Elon Musk's political stuff.
Right.
But today, we're not just skimming the surface. Our mission, kind of with this deep dive, is to look beyond those easy headlines. We want to uncover the strategic, often kind of quiet moves Tesla has been making to really set up its future and, well, boost sales when it counts.
And that's exactly it. This deep dive gives us a fantastic lens, really, to look at how a company is, well, high profile as Tesla navigates some pretty serious challenges.
Yeah.
They're making these calculated, forward-looking decisions right now. They might seem small on the surface, but these are, precisely the kinds of moves that could be absolutely crucial for their long-term path.
So let's unpack this then. Our first big strategic play takes us all the way to India.
Okay.
Now, this isn't just any market. We're talking about the world's third largest automotive market.
Huge potential there.
And Tesla's making a very tangible move. I mean, we're talking about showrooms planned to open next month.
Already, wow.
Yeah, and Model Ys are apparently already arriving in the country, shipped directly from Tesla's huge factory in China.
Right. So it's easy to see this maybe as a fresh start, but what's really important to understand is, well, this isn't a sudden whim for Tesla. This move into India, it's actually the culmination of many years of, on again, off again thinking about it.
Right. I remember hearing about that before.
Exactly. They've pulled back from the market previously because of disagreements over tariffs, local manufacturing rules, things like that. The clear shift, it really seems, came after Elon Musk met with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi last February. That meeting looks like it signaled some kind of breakthrough on those old sticking points.
That history makes this current push even more fascinating, doesn't it? Especially when you look at the challenges.
Definitely.
A Tesla Model Y is apparently expected to go on sale in India for around $56,000.
Wow.
And that's before taxes and insurance, mainly because of those tariffs.
Ouch.
Now, contrast that with the U.S. price, what is it, $44,990 for the same model.
Yeah, and that can drop even further, right, with the tax credits here.
To like $37,490, big difference. And the market itself in India, their EV share is just over 5% of the entire auto market.
Still pretty small.
And premium cars, less than 2% market share overall. So given these hurdles, it feels like an incredible tough climb. What makes this time different, or are they maybe walking into the same old frustrations?
That is the crucial question, isn't it? When you sort of zoom out and look at the bigger strategic picture, this move for Tesla, it's maybe less about immediate huge sales in India.
Okay.
And more about a different kind of long-term play. It's actually a logical step, especially when you think about China's automotive production overcapacity problem.
Right. We hear a lot about that.
Yeah. Now, while Tesla's situation there isn't maybe as dire as some other car makers, being able to export vehicles from China to a, let's say, hungry, even if it's niche right now, market like India, that helps ease some of that pressure. It gives them vital manufacturing flexibility.
So it's an outlet.
Exactly. It also opens up a future growth path, even if it's a slow burn initially. It means Tesla can keep leveraging its Gigafactory Shanghai scale, even while the Chinese domestic market gets more and more cutthroat.
Okay.
So think of it less as a direct revenue booster right now, and maybe more as a clever kind of chess move on the global supply chain board.
That makes a lot of sense, treating India as, a strategic outlet for their China production. But, okay, if India represents Tesla's long game for physical market expansion, another part of their strategy is aiming at something much faster, maybe more radical, a transformation of transport itself.
The Robotaxi.
Their Robotaxi ambitions. After years and years, years of promising this moment would arrive. Well, it finally has.
It feels like it.
Just recently, Tesla launched a small pilot Robotaxi service right there in Austin, Texas.
Okay, Austin. Makes sense.
And yes, they're actually calling it the Cybercab.
Cybercab. Of course they are. But this is where, the rubber truly meets the road for a lot of Tesla's long-term vision.
Absolutely.
And the initial feedback is, well, pretty intriguing, according to a research note from Wedbush Securities back on June 22nd. Automotive News reported on this.
Okay, what do they say?
They said, and I'm quoting here, "Overall, these robotaxis exceeded our expectations and offered a seamless and personalized travel experience that has lit the spark for autonomous driving."
Wow, exceeded expectations. That's strong.
Very strong validation, especially from a major research firm like Wedbush.
And they certainly started small, like you said. The pilot program, it focused on short drives within a limited geofenced area
Right, keeping it contained.
for a flat fee of $4.20.
$4.20, okay.
A flat fee of $4.20.
Oh,
You know, classic Elon, right? Always thinking big, even with the small details.
Yeah.
And while the vehicles were apparently fully autonomous, they did have a safety monitor present in the cars.
Okay. For precaution.
Yeah, for safety precautions. And, given some of the very public missteps and problems faced by competitors in the autonomous vehicle space,
Oh, yeah, there have been a few.
I think it's fair to say the company was probably pretty wise to prioritize safety with this initial rollout.
Oh, absolutely. A smart, cautious approach.
Yeah.
But what's really pivotal here, I think, for investors is that the successful development of Tesla's robotaxi business could genuinely define its future valuation. I mean, really define it.
Define how?
Well, Elon Musk has said this repeatedly, right? That the company's pivot towards AI, robotics, and specifically robotaxis, it has the potential to multiply its market cap several times over.
Several times. That's huge.
It's a massive claim, especially when you consider Tesla's current market cap is already over, $1.1 trillion?
Which is already more than many competitors combined.
Exactly. More than many of its traditional auto competitors combined. So this isn't just about building cars anymore, you see.
Right.
It's about trying to pioneer a new automated transportation network. And it's built on their kind of unique vision of AI and data.
How is it unique?
Well, unlike competitors who often rely heavily on LiDAR and these super detailed high-definition maps for specific fenced-off areas, Tesla's bet is on a camera-only system. A general AI approach that they believe or hope is scalable globally.
Okay, big bet.
Huge bet. If they nail it, though, the implications are just enormous.
So what's the big picture here, then? We've looked at Tesla's move into India, which sounds like a long-term play for production flexibility.
Right. And then this cautious but, promising robotaxi pilot, which could totally redefine the company. How do these seemingly separate moves tie into Tesla's bigger strategy? Especially when, like we said, the headlines often paint a different, more challenging story. That really is the crux of it, isn't it? Well, that robotaxi pilot might be small scale for now.
Well, very small.
And opening showrooms in India won't dramatically shift revenue in the near term, no way.
Right.
Both of these are actually incredibly smart, calculated moves for Tesla and, importantly, for its investors.
How so?
Well, being able to export vehicles from China right in the middle of that brutal price war and all the talk of domestic overcapacity, that gives them critical flexibility. It's vital for their global manufacturing strategy.
Okay, that makes sense.
And at the same time, meticulously rolling out a pilot for their robotaxi vision that keeps investors not just, enticed, but genuinely believing in a potentially very lucrative future, a future that goes way beyond just selling electric cars.
So it's about the narrative, too.
Exactly. It's about maintaining that powerful narrative that positions them as maybe a tech giant first and an automaker second. And that helps justify that massive valuation, even during periods where sales might slow down a bit.
So despite there being plenty of, let's say, challenging news for Tesla investors to digest recently,
Plenty.
it's really crucial not to overlook these smaller but strategically very positive moves the company has been making sort of beneath the surface noise.
Precisely.
Okay, so just to recap our deep dive today, we've explored Tesla's strategic push into India, using it as, a clever way to leverage its China exports.
Yeah, that flexibility.
And then the cautious yet incredibly promising initial rollout of its Robotaxi pilot program in Austin. These are the kinds of moves that, while they might not always grab the front page headlines, they are definitely shaping the company's future path.
Definitely. And here's maybe a provocative thought for you, the listener, to consider as we wrap up. How might these seemingly small, very calculated steps taken right in the middle of significant market pressures and intense public scrutiny, how might they actually foreshadow a much larger, maybe even fundamental transformation for Tesla? One that really goes well beyond just being an EV maker. What does this tell us, about playing the long game in what is just an incredibly dynamic and competitive global industry?